Can Alex Ovechkin save Russia in the World Championships of Hockey? We'll take a look. Danny, hockey's the center of the sporting universe this week in Moscow and St. Petersburg. Alex Ovechkin, the star of the Washington Capitals, reunited with his team in Russia. Can it bring gold to Russia?
Well, Matthew, you first have to explain to me, is this really a world championship?
Well, it's a global championship of hockey. Now, you're making the point that in Canada, they're playing for, and in the U.S., they're playing for the Stanley Cup.
That's right. So all the best players are not playing in this championship.
I would put Ovechkin at the top of the world's players.
Because his team lost, Matthew.
Yeah, his team, Washington Capitals, yet again lost in one of the early rounds of the Stanley Cup. So you can say in terms of North American hockey, no. Is the World Cup of hockey, the championships taking place now in Moscow, is it a global event? I think it's a global event. Is it get global attention? No.
No, I don't think it's a global event. Matthew, let's take another example. You've often complained about the Baseball World Series. Who plays in the Baseball World Series? Professional teams in the United States?
Once in a while, a team from Canada plays in the World Series.
Once in a while.
But Japan, Venezuela, Santo Domingo, no, they don't play in the World Series. Going back to hockey, though, what's the best team in the world? What do you think it is? I'm going to put my vote in right now. I put my vote in for Canada, maybe followed by the Finns. Do you think the Russians can, with Ovechkin and not with some of the other NHL stars on other national teams, can they pull it out?
The Russian league has done very well. There's obviously money there, and some players are preferring to play in Russia instead of playing in North America. Obviously, they're doing well, but there are fundamental differences between the European sport and the North American sport. You've seen hockey games in the United States. It's basically a fist fight, and from time to time, they skate and pass the puck. Whereas in these championships, it's a much more open game. The rink is slightly bigger, and there's less fisticuffs for the fans to watch.
Yeah, but the leading team, if you ask me, and you haven't given me your prediction yet, for the hockey championships, I put Canada, and the Canadians don't even have all their stars. They play an aggressive game. They play a forward game. They dump the puck in, they chase it down, and they score. And if you look at the results with not all their stars in place by any means, because we're only up to the quarterfinals, really the semifinals in the Stanley Cup. There's more stars to come, shall I put it that way?
Well, I mean, hockey is the national sport in Canada. It's so cold out there, any kid can take in his backyard a hose, spray a little bit, and there's a skating rink. So there's much hockey played in Canada, and I think that gives them a tremendous advantage because they have a phenomenal pool of players.
Yeah, but you could say the same about Norway and Sweden is one of the perennial disappointments, I would say,
you
of
can't,
international
Matthew,
hockey.
No, Matthew, Norway, they go skiing, they go cross-country skiing, they go ski jumping. It's not the same thing, and Norway only has 4 million people, Matthew.
Is it a question of money that these are not world events in terms of sport? If the prize was $25 million, would the world turn its attention to global hockey in Moscow and St. Petersburg?
Matthew, give me the name of one hockey player from Latin America or from Africa or from Asia.
I don't know that they have. I don't name me one team from Latin America or for Asia. I think you can say hockey's a regional sport. It's northern. Right. It's northern Europe. It's northern North America. It's Canada, almost more than the United States. Most of the players in the NHL now come from these teams, including Switzerland, Slovakia, Norway, Denmark,
Czech.
all the rest. It's not young American boys don't grow up and dream of playing in the National Hockey League. At the same time, a global event like taking place in Moscow today is noteworthy. Now the question is, will it be, and we can end on this political point, will it be a blow to the political prestige of Vladimir Putin if Russia doesn't bring home the gold?
All of these events have political upturns. And if you remember the famous victory by the United States in Lake Placid in the Olympics, it was a phenomenal event during the Cold War. So obviously there is something political going on.
Yes, but they're also, you're forgetting, and we'll end on this note, that when Vladimir Putin scrimmaged with one of his teams, I think he scored about 7 or 8 goals unassisted. That's all the time we have today on Money in Sports. I'm Matthew Stevenson.
I'm Danny Warner.